This is part 3 of a 3-part series where I'll be discussing the best roller coaster in every country in the world. The Earth is a pretty big place, there's no way around it. It's massive and is loaded with almost 200 countries as recognized by the UN. In this video, I wanted to combine my 3 biggest interests, being theme parks and roller coasters, travel, and geography all in one video. This is easily going to be one of the most ambitious voiceover lists ever recorded on YouTube, so for that I have to ask for you guys to subscribe if you haven't already. These videos take a ridiculous amount of time to make, so the support I receive on the channel is incredibly motivating to say the least. So I will not be covering every single country in this video obviously, as that would take a ridiculous amount of time to do. Rather, I'll be splitting this up into multiple parts, as you should already know if you watched part 1 or 2 before this. If not, I'd highly recommend going back and watching it first, as it covers every country in Africa, Asia, Europe, and Oceania, as well as displays a list for what countries do not have a permanent roller coaster. Last thing I wanted to take note of is the order we'll be going in. Basically take every continent and put them in alphabetical order, minus Antarctica, who obviously don't have any coasters, and then take every country in that continent and put them in alphabetical order. Alright, I think I've covered everything. Without further ado, here are the best roller coasters in every country in the world, part 3. Starting in North America, the beautiful country of Canada has a select few coasters that are debatably the nation's best. Some say it's Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland, while others claim Coaster at Playland P&E in Vancouver is better. Some even say that Mindbender at Galaxyland could be the best, so while all of these should be considered, it seems that the popular vote is for Leviathan. Canada's Wonderland is personally the only theme park in Canada I've been to as of now, so I don't have too much of a say in this other than that Leviathan is in fact an excellent B&M coaster. Way down south in Costa Rica, I was actually quite surprised to discover that there are 2 Vekoma loopers here. Then again, this might also be because I confuse Costa Rica and Puerto Rico way too often since they're both situated in the Americas. Anyways, between the 2 Vekoma looping coasters, I'd probably go with the Búmeran for best Costa Rican roller coaster. It is a cloned layout, but it's forceful as hell and you can't take that away from the Búmerangs. On over to the Caribbean, Cuba only has 3 permanent operating roller coasters. Out of the 3, 2 of them are smaller kiddie rides and 1 is a thrilling family coaster. Otherwise known as Montaña Rusa at Todo and Uno, this interpark cyclone coaster is honestly more than I was expecting out of Cuba. This is primarily because of weather. I've never really been expecting much from the nations in the Caribbean as far as coaster collection goes because of that. Not too far away in the Dominican Republic, there are just 2 operating roller coasters on the entire nation and both are kiddie rides. Between the 2, Wacky Worm is likely the best and that's pretty sad. Do take note that later this year, a supposed thrill coaster will be making its way to Wonder Island and Punta Cana. Contrary to what you might expect, Guatemala has some legitimate thrill coasters that look pretty solid. These primarily include Avalancha, the world's only operating Intamin 8 inversion coaster, and Relámpago, a custom Zamperla Thunderbolt coaster. Both look fun, but I'm absolutely gonna go with Avalancha for this one, even with its older age and probably rougher ride. That layout is just so cool and crazy. East to the just previously mentioned Dominican Republic, would you believe me if I told you that Haiti had an incredible looking mountain coaster? The ride, known as Dragon's Tail, is surprisingly world famous for its unbelievable setting and beautiful scenery. Funny enough, this also happens to be the nation's only operational coaster, but to be honest, I'd probably go to Haiti just to ride this coaster. Honduras has 5 roller coasters currently operating, and get this, they all have the exact same name and are all the same freaking ride model. How does that even make sense? Your nation's 5 coasters are literally the exact same kiddie ride model. No diversity whatsoever. I don't even know what to tell you guys here, but take either of these 5 Gusanito coasters as you will. Like Haiti, Jamaica only has 1 real roller coaster, and also like Haiti, the ride is a mountain coaster. This is another really popular one for its beautiful setting in a rainforest, and man, it actually looks so cool. I swear, some of these alpine coasters can just be situated in the most incredible locations. Up next is Mexico, who have at least a couple of coasters that are in consideration for their best. These include Medusa Steel Coaster and Superman El Ultimo Escape at Six Flags Mexico, and prior to 2019, Quimera at La Feria Chapultepec, Mexico would have been a popular choice also. Unfortunately, that ride closed following its incident that occurred late that year. And while Superman has been receiving increasingly positive reviews over the past year, I'm still hesitant that it could surpass Medusa. Because of that, I am going to declare the RMC Medusa Steel Coaster at Six Flags Mexico the best coaster in the entire nation. Inside of Nicaragua, there is only 1 operating roller coaster throughout the entire country, and it's a simple powered kiddie coaster, nothing too special at all. And the moment you've all been waiting for, the United States. This one should be more or less obvious. While El Toro, Skyrush, Intimidator 305, and Iron Gwazi are all near the top spot, I think most of us can agree that Steel Vengeance is the best. It's literally gained the reputation of being the best coaster on planet Earth, so I think it would be rude not to say it's America's best coaster. And that's all for North America, so now we're heading to South America for our last continent in the series, starting with Argentina. Here you can find both the Vekoma Boomerang and the Vekoma SLC at a park called Parque de la Costa. Me personally, I prefer the Boomerang, so that's what I'm going to be going with here. In Bolivia, they've got a Pinfari Zyklon coaster, meaning yes, the country does actually have a coaster with an inversion. These coasters have pretty horrible reputations though, and because of that, I'm actually looking forward to riding one because I want to know how bad these coasters ride. While Brazil doesn't have as many thrill coasters as I think they should considering their size and population, they do at least have a couple. Some contenders include Fire Whip, a nicely maintained SLC with an eye-catching paint job, Montezuma at Hopi Hari, a Roller Coaster Corporation of America wooden coaster with a very creative layout, and Katapul, a Schwarzkopf shuttle looping coaster. Also do keep in mind that Mirabilandia, Brazil will open the nation's two best roller coasters soon, which will be an Intamin 10 inversion coaster and a Vekoma giant inverted boomerang. Out of the ones currently operating, however, I'd probably go with Katapul. I've been on Montezuma's Revenge, which is identical to this ride, and it's a smooth and fun ride every single time. On the other hand, Montezuma is said to be extremely rough despite its unique layout, and for Fire Whip, remember that a nicely maintained SLC is still an SLC. Chile is just like Argentina in that their two thrill coasters are also the Vekoma Boomerang and Vekoma SLC. Like I said there, I prefer boomerangs to SLCs most of the time, and what's even better in the boomerang's case is that this is one of the few with the best restraints. Because of this, I think boomerang at Fantasylandia is the best coaster in all of Chile. Colombia's lineup of thrill coasters consists of Double Loop, a SoCal looping coaster, Kratar, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, and Montaña Rusa, an aerodynamics corkscrew coaster. Between these, I'll happily take Kratar, and even better, this isn't the absolute smallest Eurofighter model like Hydrus at Casino Pier or Adrenaline Peak at Oaks Park. Rather, this is the 380 model like Iron Shark at Galveston Pleasure Pier and Tantrum at Six Flags Darien Lake. It looks like a very fun little coaster, and it has lap bars too, so I'm sure the freedom with that restraint is also great. Ecuador's best coaster is the simple SBF race coaster, which isn't actually a racing coaster, but rather a small family coaster located at a park called Safari Extreme. Peru's best roller coaster is Montana Raton, a janky jungle mouse coaster with a fairly unique layout. It looks really quite weird, but there you go, Peru's best. On over to Trinidad and Tobago, their best coaster is a small SBF spinning family coaster. We don't have any images or video of this ride, but I highly suspect that it's the common 2-loop spinner model that can be found all over the world. Uruguay's best and only operational roller coaster is Juanito Manzana, which is a really janky looking kids coaster, but it is something, so you have that going for it. And finally, our last country in this entire series is Venezuela, whose most extreme coaster is a Vekoma loop screw coaster at Diverland. This is really quite similar to the layout as found on Carolina Cyclone at Carowinds, which is an aerodynamics loop screw coaster. Despite the different manufacturers, these are virtually identical rides and are just okay coasters, but still pretty dang large for South America standards. Thank you all so much for watching. That's going to conclude our series of the best roller coaster in every country in the world. I really hope you guys enjoyed part 3 of this series. Like I said earlier, be sure to watch part 1 and 2 if you haven't done so already, where I cover every country in Africa, Asia, Europe, and Oceania. As always, I do have to say that I'd really appreciate it if you guys considered subscribing to the channel and liking the video if you found it interesting. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.